Good morning.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Welcome to Conversations to Raise Vibrations. I am your host, Lisa Kelly, and I'm always joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper.
Ah,
Hello. Good morning. Oh, what
hello.
a beautiful day. Beautiful Wednesday, end of August. I was writing in my journal, always very sad about the end of summer for me, but
Mm.
that's okay. Looking forward to fall as well. Without further ado, if you are joining us live, we are so happy you are here because we do engage in comments. We love it. If you're watching later, just hit hashtag replay and let us know what you love about this conversation. And if it feels really aligned for you, we would love it if you would jump over to our YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe to that channel. So we are lifting, raising vibrations, raising consciousness on this planet with one conversation at a time. So,
Mm.
Elvira, I'm going to let you start us off today because you were just chatting about, something you had put on your Love Your Vibe transformation page. So if you want to start us off,
Yeah.
my love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. So yesterday I went to this very cool event. There's this group called Happy Healthy Women. It's a wonderful group like this one. And they have chapters all over the world of basically women that have these meetup groups. And then they're part of this online community as well. And I'm one of their trailblazers. So I'm one of the women that comes in and, does talks, shares live on their group. And today I went live because I go live every Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I was inspired to talk about the event I went to yesterday. So my friend Diane Reichenbrock, I think that's her name, she did it. She did it in Mississauga at this cool cafe called Buca Moringa, one of my favorite. Shout out to them. And basically, what she said was, Elvira, I really loved your post on Instagram today on the Love Your Vibe transformation account. I have two Instagrams. And she goes, can we use that as a launching point for speaking? And I said, sure. So we ended up having this incredible discussion with these women, and everybody shared their take on it. And then today I went live and talked about it again. And so I'd like to talk about it again only
Yeah,
because it is something that I believe can support us, because we all experience pain, but I feel we can all get gain from our pain. Our pain doesn't have to be in vain. Okay, so here's the post. If I can share, it's this was the post that inspired Diane. Our pain can serve.
mhm.
Okay, so here's what I wrote about that. It's not very long. So in a social media post recently, Deepak Chopra asked us about the purpose of our pain. Here is my answer to Deepak's question on the purpose of pain. I believe that pain is a necessary evil some of us need to evolve to higher levels of consciousness, authenticity, and service on this planet. It allows us to offer our hits, hope, inspiration, and tools to others still struggling as we once did. So we can serve fiercely with our humble why. And why stands for the world helped or healed by you. Why?
Mhm.
What do you believe? Did you experience your pain as a part of your purpose? So that is the question, and I invite everyone to comment below. Lisa, I'd love to hear your answer to that
Okay, can you?
question.
I want you to repeat that question one more time, just so
The
we have. Yeah,
yes, the question is, did you experience your pain as a part of your purpose?
yeah. That's a great question. That's a loaded question, actually, for doing your inner work, right?
Mm,
Because when you're doing your inner work, like the first thing, if I go back 23, 24 years ago, before I even started this work, living in a basement apartment with my daughter, newly single mom, all of those things, and living in victim mode, blame, 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 right? Talk to everybody I could about my ex husband, what he did, like, because I wanted to be the victim, not
yeah.
consciously wanted to be the victim, but subconsciously for sure.
Hmm.
And, then you wake up, you have that, what we talked about that in our last show, you have that awakened moment where you're like, oh my God, right? My thoughts are creating my reality.
Mm,
And holy crap, this is actually happening for me. And so then you start to turn that around and you are able to look at your pain, right? And whatever it is you're going through. And I feel the need to clarify pain as physical or emotional,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Because we have this increasing health epidemic in our society, right? Cancer's on the rise, heart disease, dementia, ALS, all of these
Mm.
horrible things on the rise, right?
Yeah.
And people tend to look outside of themselves. And I have an aunt doing that exact same thing. So I'm speaking
Mm.
right now with Parkinson's. And my mom said to her, I'm just going to leave this with you, Joan. You are always looking outside of yourself for the answers. When if,
Wow.
Anita Morjani, right, would say, if you just look at that pain within you, physical, emotional, there's something underlying. And if you can heal that emotional pain, the physical pain heals as well. The physical
Yeah.
dis-ease heals, right? Because that's what
Yeah. Yeah.
dis-ease in your body. And I'm
Yeah.
a big believer that you can heal anything in your body. It doesn't matter what it is, you can heal it.
Mm.
And um, I think when we look at pain, our automatic, especially with you or I and the work we do with our clients, right?
Yeah.
The assumption is we're looking at emotional pain, which we are, but there's also people experiencing physical pain. But I believe that physical pain is there to teach you something as well.
Of
It's the
course.
body shouting at you, right? It's trying,
Yeah.
like we talked about this before, right? It's the
Yeah.
body saying, I'm shouting at you now because you were listening before.
Because you didn't listen. Yeah. I
Right.
gave you emotional pain, and then there's
Yes.
even spiritual pain, right? Living out
Yes.
of alignment, living out of
Yes.
alignment with our truth, right? That's spiritual
Exactly.
pain. So the emotional are like you're upset, you're angry, you're sad, right? And meanwhile, those are indicators of, how can you move in a different direction because you're feeling this.
Yes.
Either it's physical, emotional, spiritual. And maybe even mental as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's these four kinds of pain, and how can you move over to the other side? Like, so we got to be grateful for our pain, right, Lisa?
Agreed. 100% agreed. And I was just gonna I want to piggyback on those four types of pain that you can distill it down to one word. And Anita Morjani talks about this. So
Mm.
all of the,
Oh,
spiritual gurus, one word, fear.
so true. So
Every
true. I got
single one
chills. I got
is
chills.
fear. That's it.
Yeah.
And fear we're not where we should be. Fear we're stressing too much. Fear we're things aren't going to work out for us the way we want them to. Fear,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm getting in a car wreck. Fear, like there's fear
Oh my
everywhere
God.
we go, right? And so
Yes.
we
Yes.
internalize this rather, and our body is manifesting that at a
Yeah.
cellular level, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's yeah, it's
Oh,
we've got to.
Lisa, so bang on. And you know what? Can I share? Sorry, I want you to finish your point because I
No,
want to
no, no.
share.
That's really what I was going to say. And
Oh,
MJ just joined us. Hello, MJ. And she
hello,
said
MJ.
sometimes it's all four kinds of pain in tandem. Yeah,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah.
take all those four pains and what's underneath it.
Oh my God. Yes.
Like I
So,
bet
so
you if we
true.
looked at any fear, any pain you've had, and Hal Elrod talks about this too, right? When he got in that
Yes.
massive car accident. So
Yeah.
I think you can look at anything, distill it down, fear, and MJ says trauma. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And in life, we have two emotions really: fear or
Yeah.
love.
Yes.
And what
Yes. And
falls
trauma causes fear.
so what's under what I was going to say is
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
underlies that? Well, then trauma and all your stuff is underneath the fear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God. So I love that you mentioned Hal Elrod because I've been doing the Miracle Morning and I feel fantastic.
I know.
I so recommend it. Honestly, the Miracle Magnet movement that I'm blessed to be the founder of states that all modalities matter. And I used to use my own, Miracle Morning practice, but now I've adopted Hal's
Yeah,
and I love it even more.
I
And
know.
it's like, you don't have to stay where you are if something better comes along. Like go over to that side, right? So I love Hal's Miracle Morning even more than my own Miracle
I know.
Morning. There, I said it.
It's
It's
so
so
great.
good. It's so
Mhm.
good.
It
Yeah.
is.
So highly recommend that modality. But can I share with you something really cool? I just saw today, 11:11. Oh my God, the angels are with us. My daddy's saying hello. So I saw this morning on LinkedIn, and I want to share it with you because I know you're a big fan of Tony Robbins, and I'm sure we have other Tony Robbins fans. But this is an amazing video that speaks exactly to what you just said, Lisa. And I feel I need to share it. So can I share that? It's not that long. Okay. All right. So here we go.
If we can hear it.
Yeah.
It's beyond the mind. It's beyond the body.
Can you hear
might
this?
call it soul. You might call it spirit. You might call it essence. When that part of you is activated for something you want to serve bigger than you, there's a different level of emotion. And emotion is the fuel that drives all of this. So you got to feed the best part of yourself every day. You got to demand the best part of you. You got to not settle for less than you can be or do or share or create or give. And then what will hold you back is only one thing: fear. Fear you're not enough. Fear you don't know enough. You don't have to know enough. And whether you're enough or not, something loved you enough to give you the gift of life. A beating heart in your chest that you did not earn. You didn't have to prove you were worth it. Something in this universe, call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever you want to call it. But something created us. Something created you. And something expects you to become something more. That's why it feels so good to become more. To give more, to do more, to shape more, to break through, to overcome your fears, to strengthen yourself. And most will miss that incredible nectar of growth and expansion and contribution and meaning and impact and achievement because they let their fear dominate them. There's a part of you that'll always be fearful. Just don't let it be in charge. There's a part of you that is everlasting.
Right?
Yeah, that Tony,
you know what I responded? I said, "I'm not crying, you're crying."
Tony Robbins is someone I go in and out of,
Yeah, me too.
And right now, this time in my life, like I did that challenge of his, I did another one, and right now he's speaking to me for whatever reason. So MJ says I love this. I love it too. That's
right. So good. So it's on his LinkedIn if you want to go there. But
and you distill everything down to that word.
Fear.
Like literally, like when Anita Moorjani crossed over to the other side, and I'm speaking about her book for anybody who does not know her book, Dying to Be Me. If you haven't read it, oh my gosh, go get it.
Go get it. Yeah, good book.
Like it really speaks to all of this. But when she crossed over and she realized everything, the reason for her disease, the reason for her life unfolding the way it did is all fear.
Yeah.
All fear. And not necessarily fear that maybe even, well, yes, fear we're feeling, but we may not be conscious of the fears. How many clients have you spoken to where you're like, I don't really know what I'm afraid of? Like I've asked that question. I don't know what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Because it's on an unconscious level, because it could be ancestral stuff that we're dealing with, right? It could be their fear. Like I've talked about a lot of mine, right? I grew up with money doesn't grow on trees and my grandparents in the Depression and saving things and all of that. That's a fear that is passed on generationally.
Yeah. So generational trauma. Yeah.
Absolutely. Generational trauma. And where is that residing? Somewhere in your unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is the body. Right. And that's what it's not, here in your brain. It is your entire body at a cellular level.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We really need to understand that. And that is one of my passions, is understanding the conscious versus the unconscious and how much we are holding at an unconscious level.
Yes.
But it goes deeper, Elvira. It's at that cellular level. That means your cells are morphing and changing depending what you're thinking.
I know. I just got chills. Exactly. And this is why the modalities matter. And I love sound healing. I did one this morning in Happy Healthy Women because, the sound goes right into our DNA and actually, releases toxins because toxins get there because of crappy mindset, because of crappy food, because of crappy anything, low vibration, anything. And this is why this inner work is so important on all levels, right? Like I'm doing a sugar detox right now and I feel fantastic because sugar is taking, water out of my body, fat out of my body. And I lost 4 pounds in 2 days, which is insane, right? But I realized my hip is feeling better. So I have osteoarthritis in my hip. And it's obviously not inflamed because the sugars, not inflaming it. So anyway, just to say that there's so many pieces to us, and
Yeah.
we all have to take care of ourselves on all levels in order to vibrate higher, in order to be a better servant on this planet with our purpose, right? Like Tony talked about our purpose, right?
Yes.
And the more our vibration is high, the more we can do. So my God, if this doesn't get you off your butt to do what you're meant to do, I don't know what will, quite honestly.
I
And
know.
Lisa, I'm just going to put in a plug because we're starting our new sessions, Leap into Your New Life. I just feel it's a good time to mention this right now because it's one beautiful way of doing your inner work. There's many ways, but this is one beautiful way. And if it can even just get you started or continue on your journey, whatever speaks to you. Hey, I want to take this for a while because it looks like a cool new thing.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm just new to this journey and I've got to do something. I know that I've got too much fear. I know that I'm manifesting crap in my body. I want to feel better. I want to have better relationships. I want to have better outcomes, right? And leaping into your new life, making the rest of your life the best of your life is one way you can do it. Right, Lisa?
Yeah, 100%. And it speaks to the whole program that we developed speaks to, what we've just been talking about for the last 15 minutes or so. And it speaks to what Tony Robbins was talking about in that little reel he created, because it gets you off your butt. It gets you thinking. It gets those neural pathways in your brain rerouting, right? Taking a different route.
Yeah.
So that you're not constantly thinking the same thing over and over and over and living on autopilot. We want to get you out of autopilot. That's you've got to get out of autopilot.
It's a rut, right? Like just like a rut on the street, like you got to, change those neural pathways and create a new way of being in the world.
Yes. And that's what Tony talks about. Most people won't do it.
Yeah. Most people. And see, that makes me really cry because I'm a huge advocate for not dying with your real music still in you. Yeah. Sorry, Lisa.
It does, but you know what? It does and it doesn't, because I can't feel enough pain and sad enough for all those that choose not to do it in this life.
That's true. That's very true.
I can't even go there with that. No. I know what I'm choosing in this lifetime.
Yes.
I know what we're choosing in this lifetime.
It's a choice.
And there are souls on this earth that I was listening to a great podcast yesterday. Jana Wilson, if you haven't heard of her, she talks about the inner child and doing the inner work. Her book, I believe, is called The Wee One, The Little One. I can't remember, but she's had a horrific childhood. But again, her pain serves a purpose. And oh my gosh, incredible. And she talks about the young souls on the planet. And I think the young souls that maybe aren't doing the work because they're young souls, they're new souls on the planet, right? They're figuring things out.
Yeah.
They're
not ready for it.
This isn't their lifetime to do the work. And that's okay too. We have souls that are doing the work, that are raising consciousness on the planet, and that's okay too. I think every soul comes to Earth with their compass, with their own internal compass, and they know what they're here
good point.
for, and that's okay too. Right? Everything is okay. Everything is divinely exactly the way it should be in this moment.
I love that, Lisa.
Yeah. I think it also because
I love this.
Want to feel for other people, but we got to stay in our own lane. My mom said that to me the other day. You got to stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your own lane. Focus on what you're doing.
She's so wise, your mama. Yeah.
I know she is.
Yeah.
I know. I'm very blessed to have her. I really
Oh my
puts me in my place sometimes. Stay in your own lane. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And I think
it's so true. It's so true. We can't live everyone's life, and every soul is on their own path, and we don't know where people are, so we can't judge them, right? And yes, I believe we're further along just because we are leaders in personal development. We are leaders that are, even this little show, if it might share one thing with one person that can transform their life, this is what we're here to do, and these conversations are meant to help humanity to evolve. And what a blessing that we get to do this together. Like, I'm so glad I don't have to do this work alone. Like, I have incredible teams, and beautiful colleagues like you, and I have others, but teams that are doing this work at this ground level, at the highest level on the planet. And It's so beautiful because we don't have to do this alone. And we all have pain that is turned into purpose, right?
Yes.
Our pain serves a purpose. And, you know, and this is when people are feeling in pain and their souls that, you know, may not choose to evolve in this lifetime. They're not ready to evolve. It's all choice, I believe.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know, and they can stay stuck in their pain and they might manifest horrible diseases and they might die early. And I know lots of people that I love dearly that I now love, you know, from the other side that chose that. And I can't blame them. But if you feel there's something more for you, if you feel like, yeah, my pain is not in vain, my pain needs to serve a purpose, then, you know, get on the bandwagon, start doing your inner work. If you're further along, do more inner work, right? Because we're all evolving, we're all expanding. And, you know, I will continue to do this work till I die. I trust you will as well, Lisa. Like, this isn't a one and done. I'm going to
I'm sure. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Once you're in it,
No, that's
I think
okay.
MJ can attest to this as well. Like, she does her inner work. Once you're in it, there's no going back. Right? Like, you can't all of a sudden turn it off and go back to the, you just can't. Right?
Yeah.
So
unless you're a brain injury and you,
But I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, sometimes I wish I didn't know everything I know. Right?
Yeah.
Because it means you've got to delve deep and do the work. Right? Whereas if you didn't know any of this, you can be conscious, turn it off and keep numbing out, whatever. And sometimes you want to do that. But when you know what you know, it's like, oh, I got to go into the pain. Okay, I got to sit with the pain. Right?
You have no excuse.
You have no excuse. Well, there's always an excuse. But with us, I know, like when I'm feeling pain, it's like, okay, I got to acknowledge the pain. I have to be there for the pain, because in my work as well, as a Huna energy coach and Huna energy, Huna, the inner child is the unconscious mind. And that inner child is showing you the pain and giving you the gift and an offering of, look, we look at this pain together. And so I just go in and I talk to that inner child, right? And some of this work we do in our Leap Into Your New Life program, and we help. I say we help guide.
We're guides on the side. Yeah,
I like that. We're guides on the sides and help them guide them through this. And help them to shift their beliefs, right? It's interesting though, you talk about the morning miracle and morning, because you've had your own, you know, morning miracle sort of thing you do. I've had mine, and I share it with my clients, you know, towards the end of our breakthrough. I share, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to revamp your morning. And it's interesting to me, after all the work they've done with me for the last, call it 3 months, that they're still, that's one of the biggest hurdles. It is a morning routine for a lot of clients. And I know Hal talks about that in the book. It is. Most people, whereas I've always been a morning person my whole life. My entire, even when my mom said, when you were a baby, I couldn't keep you up past 6 p.m., pretty much the way it is now. And but I will be up at the crack of dawn. So for me, it's never been a big deal. Whereas I know, he said, for most people, it's a
challenge. It was a challenge for me, but I'm doing it, right? So, you know, I think, Lisa, we need to put the Miracle Morning into our Leap Into Your New Life, our 3-month program.
It is in there to some extent, if you go back and look.
Oh, to some extent. But we need to actually mention Hal Elrod. I don't think we mentioned Hal Elrod. Read the book.
Yeah.
So again,
it's interesting though how much resistance we meet with it. We'll meet, you watch and see. Especially, I'm thinking of 2 particular women we had last group around. I love them dearly, but it's so funny. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not a morning person. And right away they shut down. And so it's like, okay, wait a second. That could be a pain point for somebody. How does that pain point? That's just a belief you've told yourself that you're not a morning person. Really, that's just a belief you've told yourself. So how can you actually be on top of that belief? Because right now that belief owns you. How can you be on top of that belief, take charge of that belief, and turn it around? Right? If you want to be a morning person, right? I mean, maybe you don't, but he talks about the success behind, you know, starting your day, right? So
Yeah.
That's
I
what
love
we're
it.
talking about here, is being that successful person. And success looks different for everyone. I'm not talking about success in business. I'm just talking about success in life, meeting
Yeah.
with joy, meeting with happiness, meeting with successful relationships, all of those things, right? Does that
Health. Yeah. Good health.
help?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So
Absolutely.
meeting with success means you got to make some changes in your life.
Yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So
Right.
yeah, and the way I was able to do it, Lisa, was I was talking to a client, one of my favorite clients. She's this rock star that runs this beautiful real estate group that she does in a small town, and um, yeah, she just lights me up so much. And she said, "Elvira, I know I need to get back into exercise, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that." And then I had just finished reading the Miracle Morning. And I said, well, I just read this amazing book, and exercise is one of the things you do every day. And it's called the Miracle Morning. And she goes, Elvira, I did the Miracle Morning. I was so successful at it for about a month. And then my brother died. And I'm like, oh my God, that must have been awful. Like your brother dying, you went off this beautiful
Yeah.
path you were on. And I said, well, here's why I believe I just finished the book, because you're meant to get back on it. And
Yeah.
you and I are going to be each other's accountability buddies. So the last couple of weeks have been amazing, because every single morning, once we finish it, we message each other on WhatsApp, done, check
Oh,
mark.
perfect.
And it's like, I'm doing this because I know that she's holding me accountable, and she knows I'm holding her accountable. And we do it every day, and it
So good.
feels so good. So this
So,
is what Hal Elrod talks about, is having that,
yeah.
accountability buddy,
Yeah.
because yeah, you might not show up for yourself, but you'll show up for someone else. So I
Yeah.
show up for one of my clients, and she shows up for me. Isn't that cool?
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. And he does have a whole Facebook group, and
Yeah. Yeah. I
there's an
just
app.
joined it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the app, but you can do all of that for people that want that
Hmm.
type of thing. But yeah, and
Yeah.
like even for me, when I start back getting into some teaching and supply teaching, I started to feel fear
Yeah.
around, okay, I have this beautiful routine worked out in the morning. Like I take my time. Like he talks about, 5-minute meditation. I got a 20-minute meditation
Yeah.
going. I've
Same.
got like a half an hour workout going on. Like for me, there's a lot happening for
Yeah.
my miracle morning, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Me
So I'm
too.
like, okay, Lisa, I had to talk to myself. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are doing this and going to work this morning. So you can make this work. And
Yeah.
I have to commit myself
Yeah.
to getting
Yeah.
up at either 4:45 in the morning or 5, like and around that, so that
Wow.
yeah, I have to commit to it
Yeah.
in order to keep this going and feel the way I'm feeling, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah,
fantastic. Well, you're going to do it, and I'm doing it. You're doing it.
so
My clients
excited.
doing it. Thousands of people are doing it, and hundreds of thousands, I'm sure. So yeah, it's another modality. It's what helps you to stay in alignment with who you truly are, to be your authentic self, to live
Yeah,
your purpose, right?
yeah,
And so I love to say, get aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed, so you can live your heaven on earth, right? So we
yeah,
can all live heaven on earth. We can reveal it because it's
yeah,
here. We just have to
yeah,
reveal it, right?
yeah,
So this is where, I just want to say again, your pain can serve, because your pain can get you from here to here. And once you go from here to here, you can't go back to not knowing,
no,
like to being ignorant, like you said earlier. Like once you've transformed, once you know how to do the inner work, you can't go back to unknowing it. And
no,
so realizing that your pain is always serving a purpose. What
yeah,
is the pain? Be it physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. What does the pain mean?
yeah,
So that is the invitation to all of you as we, close down today, is to, go deeper. What is your pain about? And can you do something about it?
I love it.
And, if you want to join Lisa and I because you resonate with us and our message, we'd love to have you join us, and, just message us privately and we'll put you on the waiting list. I believe we're starting in October, Lisa. Is that
Yeah,
okay? We're starting
yeah,
in October, but we're finalizing dates and whatnot. And, just keep that in mind as one way of doing your inner work,
yeah.
because it really, really works. We've had beautiful feedback from our beta group. So
Yeah, so exciting. Beautiful. What a beautiful,
yay.
beautiful show. Thank you to all those that jumped on. And to those that will watch later, we love you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget to head over to YouTube. These are always uploaded by the end of the day. And like, share, and subscribe. We love you all so much. And until next week.
Mwah. Bye.
3, 2,